lions and tigers and bears and bulls and frogs and penguins and squirrels and monkeys and dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Today we're going to talk about meme coins. Welcome back, go getters. Let's get it. So, before we get into the memes, let's talk about Bitcoin. So, right now, Bitcoin did kind of what I was expecting. It hit the 92.5K level. It could still, take a pretty big dip down to the 80s, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think what we're going to see is a little bit more sideways action before we start to see a run up. I don't think the run up is going to start to happen until after the inauguration on the 20th. And once that happens, I think we're going to start to see things settle down and people really start to ramp things up. But for now, just kind of expect this little range up until that time. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Another thing that I want to talk about today is something that's pretty big. This is a worldwide phenomenon that's happening because Trump is bringing up Bitcoin as a reserve current or as a reserve for the United States. And this is a big deal. This is a big deal for any country because the reserve before was gold. It was just get some gold, we'll hold that as a reserve. But now all these countries around the world are talking about making Bitcoin a reserve. So here's a couple of examples. So El Salvador was actually the very first country to make Bitcoin not just a reserve but legal tender. And I believe if the United States goes in that direction, things might turn around for us. Like everybody can feel the inflation, and this is not by any kind of accident. This inflation is being done to us on purpose. And whether you want to believe that or not, that's up to you. Do your own research, look up when the Federal Reserve was enacted. In fact, and just so y'all know, I took some notes here because this is going to be a longer video than normal because I got a lot of things to talk about here besides the meme coins. In fact, look up a book called The Creature from Jekyll Island. This will give you a little bit of insight on how things were created back in 1913 to get to where we are now. It's crazy when you look at it and when you see what they did back then to get to where we are now, and it's just nuts. But anyway, look at all these countries. So Brazil looking to make a reserve, Poland becoming a cryptocurrency haven, and I believe they're going to probably try to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. This is a big deal. Russia is looking at doing that. And I mean, anybody that knows, any kind of Russian history, I mean, their downfall was not that long ago. from USSR to where they're at now, that was not that long ago. So when you see what is happening to that country and why they are looking at this, it's not far fetched for them to do it. So this right here is interesting. Texas, that's where I was born and raised, and Texas is eyeing a Bitcoin reserve, and they are not the only state looking at this. Wyoming is another state looking at this. In fact, there's a senator from Wyoming, Loomis, who is trying to create an actual Bitcoin reserve by law right now. And it's very interesting where we're going here. But anyway, this article here talks about, or goes on to ask a question: why Bitcoin is attractive as a reserve asset. And it's pretty simple. Bitcoin is only going to have 21 million Bitcoin ever. And not all of those Bitcoin are even going to be available. There's who knows how many millionaires in the world. And at some point, all of these millionaires are not going to be able to own one Bitcoin. And right now, we have a whole bunch of people that have gotten in on the game early, and they're just holding and hoarding their Bitcoin. This thing is going to continue to go up. And because of those things that I just said, all these Bitcoin that are being held by these people that they're holding thousands, tens of thousands, excuse me. And who knows, what the price of Bitcoin is going to go to, because these people are not going to sell. And what's going to happen is this thing is just going to become more and more attractive, because the price is just going to keep going up and up and up and up. And it's going to happen throughout the years. We're talking, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15, 20 years from now. And it's just going to continue to go up. This is a big deal. So let's look at another article here that's talking about other countries that are considering Bitcoin reserve: the Czech Republic, Germany, Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, they're basically, a little offshoot of China, and it's eventual that China is probably going to come in on that Bitcoin reserve thing. Poland, there's Russia again, and Japan. This is a lot of countries that are thinking about making Bitcoin a reserve currency. And it makes sense. When you think about it, it makes sense, because we are living in a digital world, and Bitcoin is digital gold. Okay. Number one, there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever made. The mining of Bitcoin doesn't end until 2140, which is over 100 years from now. And so this is going to continue to go up for the foreseeable future. It will stable out at some point, because once an asset reaches, a certain level, there's only so much that money can do to move it in any up or down direction. But right now, there's something that I was watching recently. This guy named Tom Lee, he's a CNBC contributor, and he was talking about how Bitcoin has surpassed the $2 trillion market cap mark. And what he said is that every asset that has surpassed that mark has not fallen. And I mean, that's kind of crazy. If you think about it, something that just cannot fail at this point. It's going to go through its ups and downs, of course, and it's going to go through its trials and tribulations, but Bitcoin is here to stay. And if you don't understand the importance of it, I mean, I can continue talking about it and talking my ass off about it, but you know what? It's not going to matter. You got to look into it yourself. You got to understand what's going on. Read that Bitcoin white paper. Okay, this thing at this point is virtually, literally virtually unstoppable. But I don't know. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? There's a lot of things going on in the world. There is a major shift happening in the world right now that every single person definitely in the United States can feel, but I know that people around the world can feel it. So anyway, let me just stay on topic here. I did want to talk about a couple of other things. I know I brought up a book that y'all should be looking up, and just so y'all know, I took some notes because I knew this was going to be a longer video than normal. But there's you know what? Before I forget, Bhutan is not one of the countries that was mentioned here, but Bhutan is another country that is pretty much started the process on making Bitcoin a reserve currency. Anyway, and Bhutan, it's funny because I was checking out Bhutan years ago, and they got a very interesting history with China, and that might play a part in the future. Just so y'all know. But anyway, there's a book called "The Creature from Jekyll Island" by Edward Griffin, and this basically talks about how our central bank, the Federal Reserve, was created back in 1913. Very interesting, good book. There's videos on it. There's audio on it. Check it out. I mean, if you want to be in Bitcoin in the long term, this is a good book to learn about how we got to where we're at right now. Another one is Confessions of an Economic Kickman, and that's by John Perkins. And that book kind of lays out what the United States and other developed countries do. No, I take that back. Not the United States. It lays out what central banks do to countries in order, read the book. You'll understand. It's crazy. It's a lot of crazy stuff that when you read it, it begins to make a lot of sense. It's one of the books that I ran into when I was doing research on the Iraq and Afghanistan war, and it made just a ton of sense. Once you read that book, all these wars that you read about, they start to make a ton of sense. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into what this video is all about. The memes. So let me refresh here. So these memes, right? They've been around for a long time. And Doge is the OG meme. And, in one of my videos a couple of days ago, I talked about how whales are starting to accumulate memes. And I do not think that Doge is the only one. I think people are starting to accumulate all the top memes. And just so you know, this page, I'm at CoinMarketCap, and I got here just by clicking memes. And I'm just looking at the top memes right now. So obviously Doge is the top. And then you got Shiba Inu. If you've been in this for a while, you probably might know shit, and you probably will know Pepe. But if you're brand new to the market, these three right here, these are kind of dependables, I guess you can say. So Doge, anytime you see Doge start to take off, that's almost a 100%, almost a 100% clear sign that all these other ones are going to start to take off. But today, what I wanted to do is kind of look into the ones that are a little more popular. Obviously, we just talked about Doge. This one's not going to move too much to the upside because it's already at a $50 billion market cap. I mean, but uh, the one thing that I want to talk about in future videos, not right now, but in future videos, is this market cap for any of these altcoins other than Bitcoin. Because in the past video that I made where I was talking about how Bitcoin could get to 500K plus, that's crazy to think about, because Bitcoin would have, or the, not Bitcoin, but the entire market cap of crypto would have to get to a $15 trillion market cap, which is a shitload and unfathomable amount of money. And if it was to get to that point, all it takes is a fraction of that market cap of the entire crypto market, because Bitcoin is going to take the whole, well, not the whole, it's going to take almost all of that market cap in order to get there. But a fraction of that market cap will send this to a crazy amount of money. And it's going to lead to Doge going into, possibly the first $1 trillion meme coin. I don't know, but could happen, Anyway, let's go to the next one. Shiba Inu. This one, it's at $12 billion. And I mean, this one, because it's such a lower market cap than Doge, it is bound to take off and try to catch up to Doge. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna try to predict where this coin could go, but it could go pretty far. If I was to guesstimate, I would say somewhere between 20-25 billion. That's what I'm guesstimating. This, none of this is financial advice. Just so y'all know, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to give predictions here. So here's another one. This one's very popular, especially on Twitter. Pepe. It's at a 7.52 million market cap. This one could take off at a crazy level. It could actually, go right in line with SHIB and hit the $20 billion market cap. But I don't know. I mean, these meme coins are extremely unpredictable. But these first three that I'm talking about, Doge, Shiba, Pepe. These are pretty much a given that they are going to move up in this bull market. And if you want to lean more on the conservative side of anything that you're putting into the market, these are the ones that you want to lean on. So let's get a little lower here. So pudgy penguins, Pengu. This one's a fairly new token, and this token is based on the Pudgy Penguins NFT, which is, in my opinion, pretty successful, and I believe they are continue to have success. This is something that I can see if you're going to buy into it, that you hold it for the long term, because they are doing things that are not just in the crypto space, they are doing things outside of the crypto space. Right here is their website. And just go to CoinMarketCap, look up Pengu, hit their website, and you will see all the things that they got going on. They got merch, all kinds of shit. But this one, in my opinion, would be a good hold for the long term. I do hold some Pengu, just a heads up. But again, none of this is financial advice. Y'all got to make your own decisions on these things. Y'all got to study these tokens on your own. Okay, let's move on. Bonk. So Bonk is also another popular meme coin. This one, I really don't keep up with it. I think it's a good meme. It's another one of those conservative type of plays where it's more than likely going to do something real nice in this next bull market, or in this bull market that we're in right now. This one is going to be, up there. See, next one. Dog with hat. Okay, this one right here. This one is fairly new. In fact, let me just see how new this thing is, because I'm just curious. So this one started in 2023, November 2023, or around there. So it's very new, relatively speaking, to the other ones. And this one is very popular. And you could do very well with this. So one thing to consider is that this one is on the Solana blockchain. And Solana is a lot less expensive than the Ethereum blockchain. So for anybody that's new to this space, one of the things to consider when you're looking into these altcoins is what it's going to cost you for being on a certain blockchain. So Ethereum is the most expensive blockchain. Solana, you got the Binance blockchain, it's called the BEP20, or BNB. And you got Base, which is one of the blockchains that I love that blockchain. I think it's gonna be a killer in this bull market. But anyway, you got a lot of blockchains. You got Avalanche, you got Polygon, and you got several others. But you got to consider the fees. And the reason I'm talking about these fees is because once things start to get crazy and the bull market starts to really, really take off, oh man, the fees are gonna just go crazy. And if you're not paying attention, you're gonna probably pay an amount that you didn't realize you were going to pay, and it's going to take a chunk of change from you. And this is more speaking to the Ethereum blockchain than anything. But like I said, once things get crazy, you never know. Things can get really really crazy. Anyway, let's move on. And if y'all want, just leave me a comment. I'll get into those fees, in another video. So Brett is on the base chain, and if y'all are not familiar with the base chain, there's an American-based exchange called Coinbase, and they created the base chain. And so the base chain is nice. It's less expensive, and it's got a lot of things going for it. They got a lot of stuff going on the base chain, and I think the base chain, anything that's on the base chain, especially meme related, is gonna do really well in this bull run. So Brett is one to keep an eye on. I don't hold any Brett, but this is one to keep an eye on. SPX 6900. So this one's a fairly new, but this is based on their goal is to beat the SPX from the stock market. And honestly, in this bull market, I think they're gonna do it. It's when you understand the stock market versus the crypto market, and how the crypto market just makes fun of the stock market in all these different ways. This one makes a lot of sense, and I think it's gonna do really well. I do not hold any SPX 6900, just so y'all know. Fart coin. Okay, this one. Fart. Yeah, that's just funny. I mean, a fart is just funny, right? But this one came out of nowhere. I mean, it just came out this year, back in October. I mean, it's funny. I mean, a fart, yeah. Check out their website. You'll see what I'm talking about. This one's also on the Solana blockchain, so it'll be a little less expensive for y'all to take up. And everybody's got to hold some farts. Anyway, let's move on. Mog. So I haven't really looked into Mog. I don't know why this one's so popular, but it's one of the ones that I just want to throw out there. It's also a fairly new token that came out last year, July of last year. And I don't know, for some reason people like this one. Excuse me. Hold on, give me a second. All right. So I'm not invested in Mog. I got no idea about Mog. This is at your own risk. GigaChat, another one. This is another one that it's funny if you know about the meme, and if you don't, you're not gonna understand this one. But I believe this one's gonna do well in the long term. In the next 4 to 9 months, I think this one's gonna do really well. It's a funny meme because memes are just, sometimes memes, you just get them. But anyway, this is another one that I'm not invested in, but I think it will do really well. Popcat. So Popcat is also on the Soul chain, and I don't know anything really about Popcat. I just know that it's a very popular meme. Just came out Um, Last year also, excuse me. But yeah, for some reason, this one just seems to be doing well. It's not doing well right now, if you want to get into PopCat, right now is a good time to get into it. You know, because it's sitting at a lower price at a $577 million market cap. This one could pop into something into the billions. You know, not financial advice. I'm not telling y'all to buy this or anything like that, but this one could do really well. Peanut. So Peanut, you know, the history behind Peanut is kind of crazy because apparently, and I didn't hear about this or know about this until people started talking about Peanut, the meme coin. But apparently, it's this squirrel that got shot and killed by some cops, and well, Peanut got made into a meme. And it's sitting at a $567 million market cap. And I mean, hey, who knows what's going to happen with this one? I have no idea. I'm not in it. You know, I'm staying out of this one. I have no idea what's going to happen. Anyway, let's move on. Goatius Maximus. Okay, so this one is a little different. This one is I believe this is an AI agent meme coin. Um, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it does have some interesting um, history of how it got started. And you know, I can't think of it off the top of my head. You know, if y'all want to know more about this one, I'm not invested in it. If y'all want to know more about this one, just hit the website, check it out. Um, hey, this one's at your own risk. Floki. So this one, I am invested in Floki. I got a lot of Floki because Floki is doing some stuff. They are actually making some pretty neat little moves, which I think are going to take hold during this bull run. And this right here, this Valhalla, is a game that they're creating, and I believe actually they've already created it, but or maybe not. But anyway, they are not just a meme coin. They are doing stuff. They are making moves and they are just doing a lot of stuff. I actually got Floki and I'm staking Floki and I'm paying attention to this one. And I think this one will do something, you know, pretty big. It's sitting at a $1.6 billion market cap right now. I think it could. I think it could do at least a 5 or possibly a 10x. Who knows? Maybe more. You know, I'm hoping that'd be nice. Especially if that game takes off. But yeah, this is one that I am paying attention to and that I got some skin in the game. Same with Pepe. So Pepe, I mean, I thought it was funny right off the bat because this is a take on Pepe, but Chinese version, you know, and you know, if you're not into memes, fine, but if you are into memes and you understand what this is about. I think this is funny, you know. It's hidden lows right now, you know, damn near where it started, but you know what? I think this one I am holding some Pepe. You know, this is not one that I'm like you know, hoping or thinking that it's going to do something great or anything like that, but This one I'm holding just because I think at the peak of the bull run, this one will do something. There is a big community around this one, and well, we're gonna see what happens. It's sitting at a 31 million market cap, and if it does go into the billions, man, that's a big old payday if you're willing to wait it out and take profit whenever it you know gets way up there. Anyway, next one is Ponke. So Ponke, obviously it's a monkey, but I mean it's kind of funny. I looked into this one um, a few months ago, but I haven't really looked into it since. I just, this one's more of an instinctual type of play. The golden child of Solana. So, I'm not gonna. I shit y'all not. I'm going off of this one, off of instinct. I think it's gonna do well. I do have some skin in the game with Ponke, and I got some Ponke in my wallet, and I think it's gonna do well. I mean, at 151 million, I mean it could easily hit a billion if it continues to stay popular the way it is. I mean, their Twitter page is very active, and so we'll see what happens with this one. But yeah, keep an eye on it. Not financial advice. I'm not saying buy it, but keep an eye on it. I think it's gonna do well. This one right here, DGen. Now, DGen, if you've been in the crypto space for a while, you understand what a DGen is. I mean, I'm a DGen, and so I bought it. I bought quite a bit of DGen just because I'm in that, DGen headspace. I'm there. This thing I think is gonna do very well. It's on the base chain, and the base chain, of course, like I said before, it's a chain that was created by Coinbase, or actually I don't know if I said that before, but anyway, it was created by Coinbase, and Coinbase has a huge clientele, and this clientele is going to get introduced into the base chain, and this is one of the memes that I think is going to take off once this bull market is like boom, just ripping. Yeah, DGen, I like it. I'm in it. So there's a couple of others. I ain't gonna bring them up right now because I don't believe it's necessary to bring them up right now. I can kind of look for them and see if they come up as I'm looking for them here. They're a lot lower in market cap. They're not as popular. I'm kind of just taking a risk on these. Oh, this monkey right here, monkey, wise monkey. This was an airdrop from holding Floki. So I'm holding monkey. They gave me what I consider quite a bit for, relatively to what I was holding. This retardio, it's it may be offensive to some people, but I tell you what, for whatever reason, it's there and it's trying to make some moves. Bobo is probably another good one that I am actively paying attention to, and I think it's going to do really well once this bull market starts to really hit. Toshi. So Toshi is another meme on the base chain, and this one I think could do well. I mean, it's sitting at a $58 million market cap. Um, I think it'll do well. Anything on the base chain, once the bull market starts to like really take off, I think is gonna do really well. And you gotta look at different chains, because these meme coins, they could be on the Ethereum chain, they could be on the Solana chain, they could be on the BNB chain, they could be on Base chain, they could be on Avalanche, they could be on something else. I don't know, but pay attention to that. Just because they're doing well doesn't mean they're gonna do well forever or anything like that. I mean, any of these meme coins is you know risky, but even though they're risky, I do want to point out that I believe that the meme coins are gonna do the best during this upcoming bull market for 2025. I mean, the bull market has been going, but for the end of this bull market, I think meme coins are going to do the best. They are going to be the outperformers because people understand funny, people understand, simplicity, and I think they're going to do really well. I mean, I think they're going to outdo AI agents. I think they're going to outdo AI. I think they're going to outdo all the narratives that are pointed out in this bull run. And to me, it's very, very obvious why. Simplicity and funny. If you find something funny, you're gonna gravitate to it. I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, I like funny, and I think most people like funny. Oh, so here's one. Mad, I think, is going to do really well. Also, this is another one on the Solana chain. Um, they are coming up. As you can see, I mean, this is a nice little uptrend here, but they got a nice little community, and they're pumping them up. Well, except for this guy, he's bearish for whatever reason, but I think right now it's still semi early in the end part of this bull run, but I think things like Mad or memes like Mad are gonna do well. What else? There's a couple of other ones that I was looking at. Oh, Base NG. I do have some Mad. Just so y'all know. It's not financial advice. I'm not saying get mad. But I do have some Mad. Base Benji. This is on the base chain, and Benji is a pretty good. I think it's gonna do well. I think it's gonna do well. It's sitting at a $16 million market cap. Yeah, that one's gonna pump. Let's see what else. What else do we got here? There's a couple of other ones that I was looking at. Paying. It's a little bit older. It may or may not do something. What else? And just a heads up, I am holding some Paying. It's not very much, so. What else? So, and just so y'all know, I mean, I don't know what other ones we can look at here, but just so y'all know, you know, when you're looking at these meme coins, one of the things that's going to happen, here in the next few months is that there's going to be other meme coins that are going to come out, and they may overtake some of the market caps of these ones that I talked about, these ones that I kind of, you know, have a hand in. And if they do, hey, that's just the way it is. But it's not. I don't think it's going to take too much away from the ones that I mentioned that I think will do well. Um, what else? You know, for the time being, we got to be patient. We got to wait on Bitcoin to do its thing. You know, this candle does not look good if it ends like this, but it's not bad either. This one, the bullish engulfing candle, I think is going to be the stronger candle here. And what I mean by that is, towards the end of the week, we're going to start to see this candle start to move up. And then when the next week is created, we're going to start to see that candle move up. And then, so forth and so on. We are looking at a possible bottom right here going into the inauguration and towards the end of the month. Like I mentioned in my videos before, I think, if anything in the future happens where it has to come back down into this level, I think it'll tap this level, the 91, 92 area, and then it'll start to creep back up. And eventually we're going to start to see a run. And we just got to be patient. That being said, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave a like, or, hit the like. Give me a subscribe, and let me know. Leave some comments of what y'all want to know about. Like I've said before, I've been in this space since 2017. Let me know what y'all have questions about, because we're just getting started here, and I'm excited. Anyway, till the next one. Peace.